What is up, everybody? This is Dark Omen MC, back again with Agrarian Skies. Since the last video, there was a patch update to the mod, and essentially everything that I had done was corrupted. The game file was corrupted. When I tried to load in, it was telling me there were block ID mismatches. Everything was just completely unusable. So, I scrapped it and started over. And this time I started with the flat map. Mostly because I like the fact that it's easier to build off from. I didn't have to worry about the micro blocks and falling through. So I went ahead and I built up the infrastructure, got myself essentially back to where I was. Um, got a little bit ahead, as you can see. You might notice as I'm walking around here. But yeah, the flat map, it starts basically where these large blackstone bricks are. It just gives you this area and a little bit of water, and then you get the dirt patches for your tree. So that's what you start with, and then of course, with the tree farm, I expanded a little bit with the wood planks, and I got my barrel operation going. It's a funny area where this situates you. Like this area right here, if you go into the biomes page, you'll see in the top left corner there that I'm in a desert right now. So these two barrels don't get rained in. And then if I go over here, now I'm in a river biome. So when it rains, these four barrels will get full. And even more interesting if I go a little bit further over this way, because it's not raining right now, but just off from this post right here, it's a taiga. So it snows right here. So it's totally crazy and interesting. And then it goes back to desert right here. So this whole area right here is desert. When there it goes into taiga. But then this, like right here where my smelter is all desert, so it never rains here. And then it goes back to desert over here, back into the river biome. It's just a really interesting location that it starts you at. I don't know if it always starts you in that type of biome crossing area, but it's just odd. So anyway, as I said, I built up a little bit of infrastructure. I got to cobblestone generator. I built it off to the side here, which was kind of funny. I worked my butt off to get to this point where I would have a cobblestone generator. I mined maybe 5 stacks of cobble out of this thing and was immediately able to process it through the hammer into the smeltery, or the hammer into the sifter into the smeltery, and gather enough metals to go into an igneous extruder. So now essentially within maybe an hour or two of making this cobblestone generator, I made it obsolete because this igneous extruder will mass produce cobblestone at no charge. As you see, the lava's not going down, the water's not going down. Now, the way I believe this thing works is if I switch it to stone, it will drain the water. So I'll get 4 stone for a full tank, but it doesn't drain the lava. If I switch to obsidian, then it drains both. So at best, off of full tanks, I would be able to get 4 obsidian at a time, and then I have to refill both the lava and the water. But cobblestone is free. So even if I didn't want to keep refilling the water every 4 to get smooth stone, um, it's fairly easy to have unlimited charcoal. With a tree farm like this, I can just chop down the wood, turn half of it into planks, or yeah, into planks, and then the other half just burn it using the planks through my slab furnace here. Turn it into charcoal. I have infinite charcoal. Hell, if I even wanted to be more efficient, I could just burn 1 piece of charcoal to get 8 more back. So really, it's like a net gain of 7 per charcoal that I spend. I gain 7 more just for farming this wood. So I have infinite fuel for that, so I could just turn all this cobblestone that this is making into smooth stone for free, essentially, without having to worry about filling up the water, which I'm not too worried about. I'm not really, I built some cobble slabs here, and that's about it. I'm not a big fan of building with cobble, but I do need it to hammer down to get the metals. As you can see in my ore chest, I processed a little bit. I got 3 blocks of iron, block of gold, some loose ingots, 3 blocks of tin, block of aluminum, Jaded Cat made a lot of the metal recipes. Anything that basically requires iron or steel can also use aluminum, which is great because you get a crap ton of this stuff. So, and it really, honestly, in pretty much all the Feed the Beast games that I've played, aluminum is very lightly used, but you get a crap ton of it, and it just kind of sits around cluttering up your inventory. So the ability to use this stuff in the place of iron or steel is freaking awesome, and I love it. So I'm just using this and saving up my iron. Don't have steel yet, but we'll get there. Um, Blocks of copper, got a few of those. Silver blocks. I got really lucky in my sifting and just got a bunch of silver. Well, I don't know if it's luck because, I mean, silver is another one of those blocks that it's highly specific. You know, it's used in a lot of upper tier things, but since I'm low to starting to get into upper low tier, into the mid tier, you know, I really don't have much use for silver yet, but I'll save it for later. Got some lead, ferrous blocks, which ferrous is kind of wonky. When you get the ore, see it says nickel ore, that's ferrous. I don't know where or why Ex Nihilo says it's nickel, and then when you smelt it down in the smeltery, it becomes ferrous, but whatever. As long as you keep that in mind, you're good. So that, of course, with the iron will turn into Invar, which, you know, that's a good mid-range ore. We'll use that later. And then I've got, you know, just the leftover pulverized dust from sifting the dust. I found that it is better when you're doing this. Well, here, I'll show you. I got my hammer. So, got some loose cobble. Let me. Oh, yeah, and I have pretty much infinite juice now. Um, if you don't know this when you're doing this, I went ahead, one of the quest rewards, I was able to get a carrot seed. So, I got the one carrot seed, planted it, and she does have the wooden hoe recipe turned on, so you can make a wooden hoe right off the jump. So I got, you know, made some farmland, attached it to the sides here. It's just close enough where the saturation hits the dirt still. So planted down the one carrot, bone mealed it up, got some more carrots, planted those down, ended up filling all three or all six grids with carrots. Reason being, carrots by themselves raw will only feed half of a hunger bar or hunger tick or whatever you want to call it, half a ham, whatever, as you can see. But for a very simple recipe, you can make um, you can make a juicer, and that's right here. And this is a quest item, but just for a smooth stone and a pressure plate, which is two more smooth stone, you make this juicer, and then in a shaped crafting window, let me get my juicer, it's up here, yeah, right there. So you get your juicer in a shaped crafting window, put your carrots in it, and you get this carrot juice. You don't even need to make the bottles, it just does it for you. So you get this carrot juice, and this will fill up one whole ham. So essentially for free, you just doubled your food input. And with six carrots going, I don't even have to bone meal anymore. So as you can see, I've got a full stack of juice here, and then down here I've got two more full stacks and another stack started. So I've got three stacks going, working on a fourth of juice. So hunger is no longer an issue. I don't have to worry about that. Do I have to drink often? Yeah, sure, but it takes half a second. Also, with the juice, you'll notice you can drink it even when you're full, and you get this well-fed buff. And you can drink more, and it will stack. And the Minecraft glitch where it doubles up your eating. But while you're well fed, you won't lose hunger no matter what you do. I can jump around, I can act totally retarded, kill a bunch of things, just do whatever the hell I want, and I will not lose hunger while I'm well fed. So if you know you're going to be going into a big fight, and it may take a few minutes, slam down a few juices, get several minutes of the well fed buff, and you pretty much won't get hungry during that whole fight, which will keep up your health regen, which is great. Haven't really seen any major comments yet, but I went ahead and went with the always on mic, so just to try something different. If you don't like the background noise when I'm not speaking, do let me know if you'd prefer the push to talk. You know, it's really I don't mind either way. So whatever the greater majority likes, I'll go with that. Let's just go that way. So anyway, let me put this extra juice away, and well, I just got some more carrots. As you can see, the carrots are constantly coming in, so it's just always more juice, always more juice. So I don't have to worry about food anytime soon. I don't think. I saved some apple juice just because I know there's a quest coming down the line where you need 10 apple juice to turn in. I'm not there yet because I have to make a couple more things for the first food quest, but I just haven't bothered yet because I don't need it. To be honest with you, this juice is more than enough to keep me fed. So anyway, I wanted to show you about. I haven't really shown you how you process all this stuff, so let me go ahead and do that. I'll take the cobble down, and basically when you're doing this, it's real simple. You just place it down, and I'll just go ahead and do the rest of this stack just to show you how it's done. It's a little bit time consuming, but I have a solution for that in the works. Oops, I kind of misplaced that block, but that's okay. Should be alright. Hopefully it doesn't fall off the edge. If it does, eh. But anyway, you smash it with the hammer, it turns into gravel. And just smash them all down. Nope, I was able to get it. Good. This is kind of very time consuming. Oh, let me turn my HUD information off. Oh, and the levels came from fishing. While I was waiting to get the carrots and all that stuff online and going, I did a lot of fishing. Also, I did a lot of fishing because I found you can do different things in those barrels to get the dirt. You can do 8 saplings will get you a piece of dirt. About 25 string will get you a piece of dirt. If you have something with shears or silk touch, 8 leaves will get you dirt, but 7 raw fish will get you dirt. So I just spent some time in there fishing, gathering a bunch of dirt, fish, and then turning them into dirt so that I could get these. And you know, before I had the cobblegen online, I was sifting it for stones and all that good stuff. So just a lot of background work that was going on off camera. Just you know, getting the infrastructure set up where I could actually do an episode today. I got my lava gen right here set up with the crucible, which I'm powering it with a torch still, which is not ideal. It would be better if I took that torch out and put some stone under there so that it won't burn, because right now it's just wood planks under there holding the torch up. But lava will make it burn faster, so it sounds kind of redundant, but I cook lava to place lava under where I'm cooking the lava, but it makes the lava cook faster. 1 plus 1 equals win, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing. So, I'm thinking about that, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I am using the lava, especially when I'm smelting, but it's not going at a rate that's too slow for me to where I don't mind waiting. Like right now, it's kind of melted down, but if I take some of this cobble, because now it's basically what you'll notice. I'll show you. It's in its condensed form right now. Like there's not enough in there for me to scoop a bucket yet. But if I put cobble in, you'll see the level just rises. Let me go grab a bucket real quick so I can show you. Where are my buckets? There they are. So I'll go back over here, fill this up, and every time I put a cobble in, it just rises up the level. And nope, okay, so now I've got enough in there, I can just grab a bucket. Alright, and now you'll see it reverts back to cobble. And if you watch closely, you'll see it slowly sinking down. What it's doing is it's compacting itself. If I let this go until it fully compacts itself back down into that level that you first saw it at, all I have to do is come over here and put another 4 cobble in and immediately pull out another bucket. Now I could sit here and just keep slowly feeding it cobble every time it lowers down to a point to where I can. But I found it's more cost effective to let this thing reduce on its own. It's kind of like cooking and making a glaze. You have to let the ingredients in the saucepan reduce, and it's more effective than if you just keep adding liquid on top of liquid on top of liquid. Like, how can I explain it? It took 4 cobble right there to get a bucket of lava, right? If I was to stand here and keep feeding this thing cobble while it's reducing, it would take about 6 cobble to get the same bucket out. So it makes more sense to give this thing time and let it reduce, and then just feed it 4 cobble and get a bucket. I guess that's the best way that I can put it. Hopefully you get it. If not, well, sorry, my meager wordsmithing just isn't good enough. Anyway, so that's the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back. I don't really need the lava right now. As you can see, my smeltery is full. I can't put another bucket in there yet until that hits 3,000. Because each bucket is 1,000. And it won't let you overfill. So I've already got a bucket there. There's another bucket. My torch. Why do I just have a random torch? Where did that come from? I broke that from somewhere. Where did I break this torch at? It's not my lava. I don't know. I'm sure I'll see later. Let me turn on mob spawn range. Let's see. Do I see anything? Any yellow boxes? Yes. Okay, so it came from over here. Must have been right here. I bet it was like right there. Probably when I was placing that stuff. There we go. So now, no more mob spawns. Harvest my carrots again. Oh yeah, when you're harvesting, if you just walk up to it and right click, it will harvest and replant for you automatically. I don't know if that's supposed to do that or if that's just a cool bug slash feature, but it works and I like it. It's one step farming. Very nice. Don't need to squeeze juices. Yeah, where did my juicer go? Usually I keep it up there. Did I throw my juicer away? Oh yeah, building up some Certus quartz. I got that from sifting the dust. Some more bone meal, glowstone, redstone. You get all kinds of nice stuff when you're sifting. What did I do with my juicer? It's not there. Oh, okay. I was freaking out. I just left it in the crafting grid. Alright, cool. That's fine, it can stay there. Just don't let me forget I put that there, because next time I'll be like, where's my juicer? Alright, anyway. So let's back to the task at hand. I'm going to go ahead and I wanted to show you how the sifter thing works. So I'm just going to go ahead and place all this to dirt or sand now. And you can sift this stuff at pretty much any stage. Not cobble, but you can sift it at gravel stage. It's just basically, it's just like the lava gen. The more you reduce it, the better off you are. The more return you get. Like when you sift it at the gravel stage, it'll turn into what's called broken ore, which if you combine 4 broken ore, you'll get broken gravel or whatever that metal is, like say iron for example. You'll get iron gravel ore, which you can cook that and it'll turn into 1 ingot, even in the smeltery. But if you reduce it even further to like the sand stage, you'll get, I do believe it's called crushed ore, and you can combine 4 of those, and you get an ingot, and usually you'll have a little bit left over, like 5 or maybe even 6. And then if you bust it down to this dust, then you get pulverized ore, and then you combine those, and you can smelt it into 2 ingots like you normally would with a pulverizer or a macerator or what have you, or even using the smeltery in a normal, feed the beast style game. So it's just the more time you spend in the prep, the more return you get in the long run. So we got this dust. So we just walk over here to the sieve, not sifter, sieve, and just right click and hold. And it just forces it through. And after it's done, your stuff just pops out. Comes right into your inventory if you're close enough. And you just do this till it's all gone. It's pretty boring stuff. It's beginning tier, really. A lot of manual work. But like I said, I've got plans in motion to automate this and make it to where I don't have to do all of this. I mean, there's ways that you can automate even the crushing down of the cobble into the gravel, into the sand, into the dust. You know, you can even automate that stage and then automate the sieving here. So yeah, that'll be a thing. I'm really looking forward to getting that online. That'll probably be the next major thing that I do. Um, or definitely what I'm working towards. That way, I've got my infinite cobblegen going on. If I can automate that process and put it all into transfer pipes and all that kind of good stuff and route it all through here, basically I just have infinite resources for nothing. I just have to be online and it just works and feeds my chest full of all the resources that I could need. Maybe slow process, but it's doing it on its own, fully automated. Definitely something I'm looking forward to doing. That way I can get to work on other projects, working on my quest book, getting stuff done. Um, Ultimately, I'd really like to work my way through the whole quest book in this series and say that I completed it. Um, but there's a lot of stuff to do. So I don't know. It just depends. Depends on how long I can stay with it. If people seem to be interested and keep following it, then definitely I'll be more motivated to keep doing it. We'll have to see. We'll play it by ear. So that's all sieved. So let's see what we end up with here. All these goodies out of what was it, 36 dust. I got 3 redstone, some more nickel, Certus quartz dust, iron ore, blaze powders, bone meals. I mean, just a lot of metals, all the different metals. Little amounts, but when you keep doing it, like last night before I went to bed, I did, was it 3 stacks of cobble I processed, and before I started recording today, I processed it all, and that's what got me all this good stuff. So, you get out what you put in. If you put the time in and you work at it and you take the time to go through it and get everything, then yeah, you're going to get a lot in return. So, I actually kind of like that. It feels like you're moving forward. Um, so I dang near have a full stack of service quartz dust. So AE might even be something that I can look at and make these chests a thing of the past. If I can set up an ME network, that would be freaking awesome. Alright, so let's combine dusts and see what we have. Might even be able to smelt a little bit. Um, so basically you need at least 4 dusts to be able to smelt. Um, I mean, you can smelt. I could put this stuff in a smeltery right now, and but then it converts into not only the ingots, but then you get nuggets and you get millibuckets of metal left over, and there's really no efficient way to pull out nuggets and millibuckets of material out of the smeltery. So, the only ways that you can really get stuff out, at least for now, is full blocks, which is 9 ingots, or single ingots by themselves with the casting basin, or casting table with the ingot mold. So I only like to smelt when I have at least enough for 1 ingot. If it's going to be less than an ingot's worth of material, then it's just not worth it because then it has to sit in the smeltery until you have enough to pull it out, and then it just clutters up space. And you also run the risk of mixing metals when you didn't want to and getting, mixed metal ingots when you really didn't want those. And it's just a bunch of headache that you just don't need to deal with. So well, at least I don't want to deal with. So I just find out, I just make up enough to where I can get at least an ingot. If I can't, then it just stays until the next cycle. It adds up. Slowly but surely, it adds up. See, like there, I'll be able to get 2 ingots. Well, really, that'll turn into 4. Um, is that gold? Yes, that's gold. Gold is always good, especially for casting. Um, is that iron? Cool. 6 more iron ingots right there. Alright, so the rest of this dust I can't really do anything with at the moment, so I'll just throw it back in here, save it for the next run. But these, I can. So we'll just throw in this iron ore. And we let that cook down. Yeah, I'm not really big on showing all the grunt work like this, but I did want to do a little bit of it in this episode. Well, pretty much all of it. This whole episode is just me doing grunt work, just to show you guys that it is getting done. That I'm not just cheating my way through and spawning in things. That I am working for it. I am building towards each little stage that I get to. Which is important, because there's a lot of vids that I watch, and it's like you start watching somebody and they're building something, and then they cut and they come back, and it's like, bam, everything is done, and I've got all these resources just sitting there, and it's like, dude, 30 seconds ago you had nothing, and now you've got like millions of resources sitting in your bank. It's reasonable if you've done it, but if you haven't really done it, then it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, I guess. So I just kind of like to show people, yes, I am doing the work. Yes, it's a slow process. Um, yeah, when I do sit down and play, I do sink a lot of time into these games. Probably way more than I should. But, it's a passion. It's something that I enjoy doing, you know. So when I have the time and the ability, I definitely like to take and take advantage of it. But it's looking like my smeltery is stuck. Now, this is a hiccup that I've noticed a lot. When I first got this smeltery up and running last night, I thought it was broken because, I put everything together. You get the little fire thing going on here in your smeltery controller. So that tells you, I had the lava in, and that tells you normally that everything's a-okay and it's running. So I threw in a bunch of iron and nothing happened. So I took it back out, threw in a bunch of gold, nothing happened. Well, and then it ate my gold. I had maybe 10 of these dusts of gold, and it just ate them. And that pissed me off. Sorry for the cuss, but yeah, it did. I was hot. So I did a little bit of searching around on the forums and didn't really find an answer I was looking for, mostly because I don't like searching through 30 million posts and the search function sucks. So what I did was I was saying, actually I got to the point where I got so upset about it, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to tear it down. And the first brick that I broke was the smeltery controller. And as soon as I broke it, all my stuff come flying out. My gold came back. And I was like, well, at least I got that back. So I took it over to the furnace and I smelted it manually. So I only got one ingot back, but whatever. Threw the smeltery controller back on, and it reset, and I saw that it had the fuel. So now this should work. Long story short, it should be fixed now. I don't know why it hangs up like this, but it just does. Every once in a while. It's not all the time. Like, I use the crap out of this thing, and this is the first time it's hung up today. So, hopefully that should fix it. We will see here in a couple seconds. That's about the stage it hung up at last time. And I think it's good. Yeah, it didn't get that far. Yeah, it definitely didn't get that far. Alright, so we'll have some iron here in a second. So yeah, if you run into that issue and your smeltery just freezes, first check this. If you see that there's no fuel there, that's definitely a tell. Just break your controller and put it back. Usually that'll fix. And if you see that the consumption isn't updating, that's the second tell. So once again, just break your controller and put it back, and everything should be biscuits and gravy. And I got 6 ingots. Let's see, do I have 3 Lucy's in here? Iron. Nope, only 2. You need 9 to make a block, so just got to pour that out into ingot form. That's alright. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm not entirely sure how long this episode's been. I really don't keep an eye on the time so much, so it should be around 30 minutes, something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to come in, tell you about the new update, show you where I'm at, show you that I am still playing, I am still looking at, doing this. Let me know what you think about the new map, if you prefer the Home Sweet Home version, or if you prefer the flat map. Myself, I'm liking the flat map a little better, I'm going to be honest. Just because it's easier to build off from. The Home Sweet Home map looks a little bit more, I guess, realistic, if you want to call a skyblock realistic. But, um, the micro blocks that were placed, it's just a lot of difficulty maneuvering around that. and building off from it, and it just looks wonky. So, building off from the flat map, I can just do whatever I want to do. And I think I mentioned this in the first video. I'm not like this really impressive, super awesome structure builder. So if you're looking for that, definitely not my thing. If you're looking for awesome build look, go see Corrales. Um, Guy's amazing. But what I'm looking for is just working through the book, making the machines that I need to do, having fun with the mods as they come up, and getting these quests done, and seeing how many lives I have. Um, so yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, like if you like the video. Comments in the down there. Let me know if there's anything differently that I could do. Let me know whether you prefer the always on voice or if you'd rather it just be push to talk. So yeah, have a great day and talk to you next time. Later.